Licensure Examination for teachers. Subject: Social Sciences. General Education, for both elementary and secondary. Topic: Philosophy of Man. Question number 1. Which philosophical concept emphasizes that the individual is the sole determinant of their essence, meaning existence precedes essence? A. Idealism. B. Rationalism. C. Existentialism. D. Determinism. Correct answer: C. Existentialism. Why C is correct? Existentialism, famously championed by Jean-Paul Sartre, holds that there is no predefined human nature, essence. We are first born, existence, and through our choices, actions, and freedom, we create our own essence. Why the wrong answers are wrong? A. Idealism emphasizes that reality is fundamentally mental or idea-based. It concerns the nature of reality, not the creation of self. B. Rationalism emphasizes reason as the primary source of knowledge, often implying a pre-given structure of reality. D. Determinism, the opposite of existentialism. It states that all events, including human actions, are causally determined by prior events, eliminating genuine freedom and choice. Edge knowledge. Think freedom and choice. The core existentialist slogan is existence precedes essence. If you see a question about radical freedom, choice, and creating your own meaning, the answer is always existentialism. Question number 2. According to Aristotle's philosophy, the human soul is the form of the body, and together they constitute a unified substance. This view is best described by which term? A. Dualism. B. Hylomorphism. C. Atomism. D. Epiphenomenalism. Correct answer: B. Hylomorphism. Why B is correct? Hylomorphism, from Greek hyl meaning matter and morphe meaning form, is Aristotle's doctrine that physical objects are a compound of matter, body, and form, soul, essence. For him, the soul is the organizing principle of the body, and they cannot be separated in a living being. Why the wrong answers are wrong? A. Dualism. The view, e.g., Plato, Descartes, that mind, soul and body are two fundamentally separate and distinct substances. C. Atomism. The belief that all matter is composed of small, indivisible particles, atoms. D. Epiphenomenalism. The view that the mind is an inconsequential byproduct of physical brain processes. Edge knowledge. Aristotle's solution to the body-soul problem is unique. The key is the matter-form pairing. This philosophical position is known only as hylomorphism. Dualism, A, is the opposite view. Question number 3. The ethical theory that states an action is morally right if and only if it produces the greatest good for the greatest number of people is called A. Deontology. B. Virtue ethics. C. Utilitarianism. D. Ethical egoism. Correct answer: C. Utilitarianism. Why C is correct? Utilitarianism, pioneered by Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill, is a consequentialist theory where the moral worth of an action is determined by its outcome. The formula is the greatest happiness principle, the most good for the most people. Why the wrong answers are wrong? A. Deontology states that an action is right or wrong based on a set of fixed duties or rules, regardless of the outcome, e.g., Immanuel Kant's categorical imperative. B. Virtue ethics focuses on the character of the moral agent rather than rules or consequences, e.g., Aristotle's focus on flourishing. D. Ethical egoism states that an action is right if it promotes the individual's own long-term self-interest. Edge knowledge. Think consequences. If the ethical reasoning is based on results or the greatest good, it is utilitarianism. If it's based on a rule or duty, it is deontology. Question number 4. Which power of the human person enables them to transcend their physical and material limitations, allowing for self-reflection, abstract thought, and the search for ultimate truth? A. Sensibility. B. Rational will. C. Locomotion. D. Instinct. Correct answer: B. Rational will. Why B is correct? The rational will, or intellect, is the distinctively human power that allows for abstract reasoning, judgment, and the free choice based on reason, free will. This power enables the person to transcend the immediate, material world and ponder universal and ultimate questions. Why the wrong answers are wrong? A. Sensibility. refers to the 5 external senses, which are material and limited to the physical world. C. Locomotion. The ability to move, which is shared by animals. D. Instinct. An unlearned, fixed pattern of behavior shared by animals, lacking rational thought or free choice. Edge knowledge. The phrase transcend their physical limitations is the key. Only the human spirit, intellect, rational will is traditionally seen as having the power to go beyond the material world and pursue truth and goodness. Question number 5. In the context of the philosophy of man, the concept of intersubjectivity primarily means a. That all knowledge is subjective and relative. B. The realization of the self through interaction and shared experience with others. C. The study of unconscious mental processes. D. The isolation of the self from the external world. Correct answer. B. The realization of the self through interaction and shared experience with others. Why B is correct. Intersubjectivity, a term central to phenomenology and social philosophy, refers to the mutual recognition of one another as equal subjects, not objects. It emphasizes that our self-identity, language, and meaning are established and confirmed only through being with others and shared understanding. Why the wrong answers are wrong. A. This is a characteristic of philosophical relativism, not the relational concept of intersubjectivity. C. This is the domain of psychology, psychoanalysis, Freud. D. This is the opposite of intersubjectivity, which stresses connection. Edge knowledge. Break down the word inter, between, plus subjectivity, being a subject, person. The concept is literally about between subjects. If the question emphasizes relationship, mutual recognition, or being with others, the answer is intersubjectivity. Question number 6. A person is faced with a choice between stealing medicine to save a loved one, violating a rule, and letting the loved one die, upholding the rule. A person guided by deontology would most likely decide based on a. The emotional pain caused by the death. B. The universal moral law that prohibits stealing. C. The long-term character virtue of honesty. D. The greatest happiness produced for the family. Correct answer. B. The universal moral law that prohibits stealing. Why B is correct. A deontologist, like Kant, judges the morality of an act based on whether it conforms to a moral duty or rule, regardless of the outcome. The rule "do not steal" is the primary moral determinant here. Why the wrong answers are wrong. A and D. These involve emotional consequence and utility, which are the basis of utilitarianism, consequentialism. C. This is the domain of virtue ethics, which focuses on developing moral character. Edge knowledge. Deontology means duty. The deontological answer is always the one that follows the rule, command, or duty, even if the outcome seems negative. Ignore the feelings and consequences, prioritize the universal law. Question number 7. The philosophical perspective that asserts that the human person is fundamentally free and morally responsible for their actions because they possess a power of genuine choice is called a. Fatalism. B. Compatibilism. C. Free will. D. Nihilism. Correct answer. C. Free will. Why C is correct. The concept of free will is the belief that human beings are capable of making choices that are not determined by antecedent factors. It is the basis for moral accountability and responsibility. Why the wrong answers are wrong. A. Fatalism. The belief that all events are predetermined and inevitable, often by fate, making human effort or choice irrelevant. B. Compatibilism. The view that free will and determinism are logically compatible and can coexist. D. Nihilism. The rejection of all religious and moral principles, often arguing that life is meaningless. Edge knowledge. The question asks for the power that makes one free and responsible. That power is the philosophical concept of free will. It is the direct answer to the question of human moral agency. Question number 8. According to the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates, the unexamined life is not worth living. This statement highlights the importance of which human activity? A. Political participation. B. Sensory experience. C. Self-knowledge and reflection. D. Material wealth acquisition. Correct answer. C. Self-knowledge and reflection. Why C is correct. Socrates' famous quote, "The unexamined life is not worth living," is the core of his philosophy. It means that a life lived without introspection, critical reflection, and the pursuit of self-knowledge, the goal of philosophy, lacks true value or human purpose. Why the wrong answers are wrong. A, B, and D. These relate to external activities or material aspects of life. For Socrates, the inner life, the soul, mind, and the process of questioning were paramount. Edge knowledge. When you see Socrates, think questioning and know thyself. His entire methodology, the Socratic method, is about rigorous self-examination to achieve wisdom. Question number 9. Which stage in the human person's life is defined by Erik Erikson as focusing on the psychosocial task of identity versus role confusion? A. Early childhood, ages 3 to 5. B. Adolescence, ages 12 to 18. C. Young adulthood, ages 18 to 40. D. Late adulthood, ages 65 plus. Correct answer. B. Adolescence, ages 12 to 18. Why B is correct? Erik Erikson's stages of psychosocial development place the crisis of identity versus role confusion squarely in the period of adolescence. This is when individuals are trying to figure out who they are, what they believe, and what role they will play in society. Why the wrong answers are wrong. A. Early childhood focuses on initiative versus guilt. C. Young adulthood focuses on intimacy versus isolation. D. Late adulthood focuses on ego integrity versus despair. Edge knowledge. Erikson's stages are often tested. Identity is the defining characteristic of the teenage years, adolescence. The two concepts are intrinsically linked. Question number 10. The philosophical problem concerning the relationship between the physical body and the non-physical mind, or soul, is called the A. Problem of induction. B. Mind-body problem. C. Problem of evil. D. Problem of universals. Correct answer. B. Mind-body problem. Why B is correct? The mind-body problem is the classic philosophical dilemma that asks, what is the relationship between mental phenomena, consciousness, thought, emotion, and the physical body, brain, nerves? Solutions range from dualism, two separate substances, to monism, one substance, either material or ideal. Why the wrong answers are wrong. A. Problem of induction. A problem in epistemology, theory of knowledge, regarding the justification of inferring a general law from a set of specific observations. C. Problem of evil. A problem in theology, philosophy of religion regarding how an all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-good God can allow evil to exist. D. Problem of universals. A problem in metaphysics regarding whether general concepts, like redness or justice, exist independently of individual instances. Edge knowledge. The question asks for the relationship between mind and body. The title itself, The Mind-Body Problem, is the simplest and most direct name for this area of philosophy. If this video gave you an edge, sharpen that like button and subscribe to stay ahead.